Hello guys, today I'm gonna tell the story how me and my mom went homeless when I was like 15ish, 16. Now I'm gonna take a sip of warm water from my vocal cords so I can record music later because as you can hear, they're kind of fried. So yeah, not the best right now. And yeah, I could drink tea, but so um my mom and dad, messy relationship, messy breakup, um, crazy divorce. You all have heard it. I was like, I was like 14, 15 when they divorced, like officially, and we moved in into a place. And back then I was reselling and I was buying and reselling old consoles. I'm still doing that, but back then I had like for real a little warehouse where I was putting that all and because the apartment had like a huge um, basement. Like it was like for atomic events, even like I don't know. It wasn't. It was kind of like a bunker, and they said I can use it. I asked, I'm doing this. Can I store all of my shit? And I had like a full storage unit. So I stored my things, like categorized them like from Sony, Nintendo, Xbox, whatever. Um, Fuck, how was it called? The Dreamcast, Sega, all of that stuff, And yeah, but my mom met a guy, and yeah, that was very messy too. And she thought it was a great idea to move in with him. I don't know why that was a great idea, and it wasn't. Nobody wanted to live there, and she stopped the lease. I had to figure out where to put all of my things, so I had to sell like most of my things. A lot of things got stolen in the process of moving them, and the storage unit where I tried to put it in, yeah, whatever. I took a massive loss. Of course, my mom took the biggest loss. She lost her children, her relationship, because they had to go to my dad. And she thought, yeah, now the only way to afford a place is to move in with that guy. I obviously was sad because I never had friends and I finally made friends in that place. And I still remember the day I gave everybody like Polaroids that I liked. Like, it was, if I ever blow up, you can sell my Polaroid and just keep it as a memory as how much fun we had. Because we were like playing Counter Strike and I had my boombox. I had for real a boombox. And I was only playing Arab Money, and whenever I pulled a headshot, I turned it on full, like on 100%. It was like Arab Money. I don't know if you know that song, but yeah, very funny. And once I killed my teammate, went outside because I was on a cooldown on Counter Strike. I actually got banned for grieving. Grieving. Went outside under his window and was like, Arab money. So yeah, I loved it there. And I got very depressed, obviously. And I couldn't finish school back then, so that was a problem because I was, yeah, very depressed. Nonetheless, I tried to give it a shot, but obviously it didn't work out either. So one day they had like a huge fight, and even police came and they said we have like 15 or 30 days to go up. I don't know how many it was, but sorry, pardon me. I don't know how much it really was, but like around that. And the first day was like, okay, I threw a party, and I threw like a a huge party, and it was crazy. But I don't know to celebrate what. There was nothing to celebrate. So now we come to the chapter where my mom tells me, "Hey, we can't find an apartment." And I was like, "But there are a lot of apartments, right?" And she was like, "No." And that was like eight, 9 years ago. So, yeah, maybe a little bit less long. I don't know. I'm kind of confused with time right now. But like 7, 8 years. But yeah, she told me that, and she tried to talk to my dad. Back then, I was not good with my dad, which I understand, and he didn't want to take us or me, which was obviously not a cool move of him, but it's forgiven. I love my dad, I understand. Neither did my mom's dad, which he had enough space for two people for a couple of months, like maximum 3, 4 months, to get an apartment to stay there. And I would have been outside all the time. My mom would have been working. La di da. No. So we had to go to a shelter. Very nice. And I remember I told everybody, yeah, we're moving with my grandma, she lives there. And it was like very far away from, like, it was at the end from where I lived. And I couldn't see my best friend that much. I mean, when I saw him, I always slept at his place and had our shenanigans. Rest in peace, Lucas. I mean, back then he was my best friend for him. I mean, my heart, he's always gonna be my best friend, but at the end, we had a little turbulences. But every brother, every brother has turbulences, you know, brotherly fights, not that easy. But he and his mom lovingly took me in, and I stayed at other people's places a lot. And because, you know, you see your mom there, like, hopeless, and I never saw my mom hopeless. Like, the first time I saw my mom cry, I was like, yeah, it's fucked, because to me she was like the strongest woman, you know, like, that was, and that moment I was like, okay, I can't deal with it. And I got, every week I got like 100 Xanax prescribed, and I bought like 100 plus from people that did like some scam and got multiple prescribed. So I always had like 200, and I took them all myself. Like, they sometimes got 1 milligrams, I always got 0.5. So 100 isn't like that much, but it is a lot. I need to fix my hair, I don't know what's going on. And yeah, I got addicted obviously because I couldn't deal with it. I was just staying in bed and didn't really talk to my friends. I got very aggressive, and yeah, that was the start of my Xanax addiction, and also like my opiate addiction, because I asked the doctor for codeine, and she always gave me, like, back then they still made codeine pills here, and I always got like 100 too. And yeah, I slowly got more and more into it. I'm clean of benzos, like I'm not addicted to them, and yeah, but anymore. But I can talk about that another day. I was just trying to portray the hopelessness that I felt in that short time that I still have left. But it was crazy to see the person that you looked up the most, that you thought had the most strength, you know, that you thought had always everything together, to see that person crumble in front of you. Yeah, I lost hope, but now I have hope again, obviously, because we made it out, and life is not always gonna stay the same. So